Welcome back, and yes, we're moving on to the final segment for today, and you're probably wondering what are we here to talk about. Bribery, corruption is on a rise here in Sri Lanka, and the number of issues that we hear pertaining on a daily basis is very much more. But do we take action? How do we go further to it? Is the police involved? How do we as a community go forward with it? To speak to you in detail, especially on the areas of what support can we gain on this initiative, joining us today is Mr.Asanga Abegoonasekara, the founder of Savia, who is joining us on the morning show. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And it's good to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
How has it been so far?
Well, it's been, I would say, very challenging. And we've been introducing this site, I Paid a Bribe. Actually, we initially started it in 2013, but there's been not much of support from the government, and also at that time. Then we relaunched it again in 2014, then again in 2015 for the UN Anti-Corruption Day in 2015 December, with His Excellency the President Maithripala Sirisena, as well as the Commissioner, Bribery Commissioner and all. So after that, I think the usage, if you look at it comparing to the other countries, is very low of the site. So we want to create an awareness. So yesterday we did a massive awareness campaign at the Fort railway station. It's a website which basically empowers individual citizens, and it started in India, and it was created by Swati and Ramesh Ramanathan. So starting from there, it moved to Pakistan, and then moved 15 other countries. And after that,
are we looking at only the Asian continent, or?
No, we are looking at Greece. We are looking at, I mean, every continent's been there now. It has moved to South Africa. So even Mexico, Philippines, they're all adopting this because it's a very powerful tool. So in Sri Lanka, I started it and gave it to the people, and I want to create awareness that people can use this site.
I think people are more engaged on social media today than before, so that's probably the reason why.
Yes, I think there is a serious increase of the social media usage. So that's why I think people are not aware of it, and we have it in trilingual. And then so they could easily use it. If they want to report a bribe, they can straight away go to the website, and they can write their complaint, and without names but you can write where it happened and how it happened, and then which district, which area, which department, which government department, where exactly it occurred. And then so what we do is you can also submit, there is the button, you can submit it either to the Bribery Commission just by clicking that, or you can send it to the news media. And
you can send it as an anonymous, or if you want to share the story.
Yeah, you can be anonymous, and if you want to share the story, basically it's sharing the story. So what we do is, behind the screen, we quantify the data. And how it happens is, basically, say for an example, say now we have police stations everywhere, and one police station, say Borella police station, for example, you can see the amount of bribes increasing.
In Borella?
Yeah, so basically in Borella, then Kolpiti. So we do a comparison of the police stations, which one is the most corrupt.
Data is not revealed to the public, it's only managed by you.
Yeah, so basically the data quantification is done by us.
Okay.
Then we will have a report. Say in about 6 months we can have a report, okay, what is the worst areas of corruption, which government department, which specific area is the most corrupt area. Because rather than what we have is like a society who speaks against corruption, but how do you fight it? So you don't have a tool to fight it. These are the tools to fight, and the world has seen it, and the people has appreciated it, and there's no reason that it works in India and Pakistan and it doesn't work in Sri Lanka. Right. So that you can see, like
for example, what sort of corruption are we looking at?
Well, you're looking at, there are different levels of corruption. So this is retail corruption we're looking at. Say you're going to get a driving license, you pay something, a passport, or you go, you bribe a cop. And surprisingly, one of the members who came for the Fort railway station, so she had, there was the driver who was driving for her from Kandy. So he has to pay something. So when he was, so she was saying, look, I saw this. It's just that the society sees all these things but doesn't report. Doesn't always go to the bribery commission. So it's sometimes you might just want to report it and then just let it be like that. But we can quantify and say, look, this specific area has more corruption. So even the government departments, the heads of the departments can. What has happened in India? They have thanked the Indian government, basically the government. There's a lot of support from the government for this initiative because it helps to rectify certain areas, because you won't know which is the officers who are really good, and then in the side you have like the bribe fighters. So you can be a bribe fighter, like basically doing, also reporting the good stuff you do for the society, not only the bad stuff. So you can also say, like, I sort of eliminated this whole thing, and I fought against it. So you can be a bribe fighter too. So it's a site very powerful. In India, it has benefited many community in India as well as in Pakistan. And so media basically highlights this once a week about, we have to fight corruption because this region is really corrupt if you look at it. And if you look at the CPI index, the corruption perception index, Sri Lanka, starting from 2012, we were in the 79th place. And then in 2013 we moved again. We have not moved at all, so we were in the 79th again. Then 14 we were in 85th place. And 15 now this year, I mean, if you look at it, 2015, we are in the 83rd place. So Singapore, a country like Singapore, is in the 8th place. So all these politicians are talking about how to make Sri Lanka like Singapore. So that means we have to move 83rd place to the 8th place. So how do we do that?
That's right.
So that's the question that the youth should be asking, and so there should be a process from 83rd to the 8th. Because above 50 are the worst countries, and we are the worst countries. So below the 50 mark is the countries with less corruption. So how do you move there? And you need process, you need tools like this, and individual citizens with Right to Information Act, which is a very powerful act, and we support it fully.
And what's good is that it's in all 3 languages, isn't it?
Yes.
So that people don't have to narrow it down only to English, because some people might be worried or a little concerned that it's only in English. But no, there is a special feature that you can check out on the website, being it in Sinhala and Tamil.
Right, and so there's also a concern when it comes to, I thought about it, because now you said you can be anonymous on the site, and so people can be, is that a validation process for this information that you're getting, because you're getting raw data on this website, and is that a way of validation?
Usually the case is, because the form is, I mean, you have to go through a lot.
That's right.
So even if you put bogus ones, we can take it off. I mean, we will understand which is bogus, but the process is which department, where did you go, what area. So a lot of questions will be asked from you. So the information and why would you want to put something bogus, because that is the good thing, because it doesn't happen in other countries. I mean, all the top 15 countries, it doesn't happen. So usually it's a case that a bribe fighter is angry and wants to report this, and then I should report it because it's my duty, and because the whole purpose of this is to create a better future for the children of the country, because you don't want this to continue. And yesterday, surprisingly, there was a older gentleman who came with the youth. We were doing the campaign, and he came and said, no, I want to do this because this is very important.
Right.
Because in his life he couldn't do this. He couldn't get rid of corruption, and that's why he's poor. And he put a cap and he joined us, and so that shows that I mean the new generation can actually change. I mean, they have changed. They have become really powerful, and these are very important tools where once the data is gathered, and you can see graphs from this basically, and we can even submit to the parliament, like these are the areas that
Or
is
the
looking
highest
to it.
areas in terms of
And in India, you have, they reveal the names, so the names are allowed to reveal. So you have high political figures being exposed. You have basically like this particular minister has taken this particular chief minister has done this. So names are also revealed, and in here we haven't gone to that extent.
Asanga, now let's say for an example, X person comments about a particular person. How do you sort of streamline and see whether this information is correct or wrong?
Well, there's you can report directly to because to the bribery commission if you want to do that. And once that is there's a process there.
How we
so there's investigation and all that. But if that is true or the information is false. Now, if a mother wants to, for example, enroll her child to the school, and then
the principal,
so the principal is asking for a bribe, and then probably she doesn't want to call the commission, but so maybe she wants to report it just because she's sad about it or whatever. So I mean, this sort of thing. So we can say like, okay, this particular school, there's something going on because we have about 15 complaints.
Right, and so we talk about the website now. We had an event yesterday at Colombo Fort regarding the promotion. So what are the other ways of promoting this website among the society?
Well, I need the support of the media. I mean, in India there's massive support from the media, amazingly, from the time it was launched. And so what I request is it's actually a pledge to the media that please to support me. And it's a site that empowers individual citizens, and so media is the first hope I have. And then also the individual citizens, you can just tell in your workplace that there is a website like this, have a look at it. I mean, people use Facebook, use Twitter,
to slander or mention whatever they want.
These sort of things I mean, sometimes they even post on Facebook this sort of things that have happened, something bad to you and all that, but I mean in Facebook it's just you're just reporting to rest of the others. But this sort of thing is a quantification tool. It's a powerful tool which we could rectify situations like and correct it. So
what was the response with being yesterday and so far that
it's really good. Every time we have gone to the public, it's amazingly great. We had one of the I want to remember him, the most venerable Sobita Thero. He actually wanted to support us genuinely, and when I presented this to him in last year, and he said these are the things that the politicians should be doing, and this is really, really important for our society. So I think with ambassadors also in media as well as in other places, we want to appoint them to, if you want to fight corruption, you can be an individual who volunteers. He said, look, give it to me. So, we are very happy. It's free. It's zero. We don't charge. So you can be a bribe fighter, an ambassador. I mean, you have celebrities in our society also. So what do they talk? They should talk about these things. They should talk about creating better future for the children. So how do they do these things? So they can come volunteer. We are very happy to take them on board. And
I think there's a lot of corruption among school children, especially when it comes to sports activities or education, tuition centers. These are some of the areas that are on the rise. And is there any other area that they can specifically highlight? Now we understand passport cases, identity, liquor, all these come into a game of corruption. But is there any other special area that we're looking at?
Well, I think the government institutions, we have a high sort of percentage of corruption reported. Then we have the police also. I mean, usually the case even in India and also other places. Then there are several other, according to the reports I'm talking. So, but we can identify them, where exactly it is happening. And
is Colombo reported as the highest area for corruption?
You get to know. In
time to come.
Yeah, in a few months you'll get to know, because in India they have like provinces.
Yeah.
Okay.
So massive, like for example, Andhra Pradesh has taken more. You can go to the site .com site, ipaidbribe.com. You can see the Indian map where you can sort of click and see, and also the amount of money wasted for corruption. So that we calculate every day.
All right. So we'll post the bribery for a second, and we'll move on to the Xavier, the founder,
Yes.
The founder of the Xavier project. So we'll brief about that.
Well, the foundation was, we set it up in 2013, and the idea was to empower the youth with powerful tools. It was a very clear idea we had, and the vision is to create a harmonious society with dignity. So we introduced my first step was we introduced the Global Dignity Program, which is a very powerful, again, a program which happens around the world, where Desmond Tutu, Richard Branson, Matti Ahtisaari, Crown Prince Haakon of Norway, and so many eminent people are there. The basic idea is to go to schools and we speak about the importance of respect. Respecting other ethnic groups, religious groups. Why is it important? Because we understood that all these problems around the world, it happens if you don't sort of, because of lack of respect. So I think, so if you don't start it from the school, if you don't start educating the children when they grow up, the certain values they have, we can't change. So it's very difficult. And so this is the reason we started this program, and so I became the country chair for Sri Lanka, and we started in Ladies College, St. Thomas's College, in Colombo, most of the schools, Elizabeth Moya, and various other places. So we want to do it island-wide. I have written to the education minister to include this, because this only takes 1 hour of the entire year. We want schools to practice. This is a very powerful tool, again, just 1 hour out of their school time, and practice it. There is a guideline how to do it and all that. We have sent all that to the education ministry, but there's not been much of a reply from there. But I hope in future they could
Take some action
and bring this in, because these are things that has been exercised around the world. And so, because what we need is, talk about reconciliation now about the country. What is reconciliation? So reconciliation is bringing communities together and looking at the past, forgiving and moving forward. So global dignity, that's why we started with global dignity. So if they can bring global dignity to the school curriculum, so it's something like peace education. And that's something I hope in future the education ministry would look at us seriously. But up to now, we have written a couple of letters, but nothing has been positive.
Right. So we'll remind you about the website that you had to share about the discussion is based on this website called the www.ipaidabribe.lk. Now this is the website that's dedicated for the Sri Lankans, and well, with that discussion, this was a very fruitful discussion, and it's time to wind up.
Yep, we'd like to thank you, Mr.Asanga, Abegoonasekara, for joining us on the show, for taking us through that special detail. And we'd like to invite all of you to check it out, ipaidabribe.lk. That's the website where you can make a complaint or any status that you want to share in terms if you hear something, because this is all for you to make Sri Lanka a better society, a better community, if you want to be on the top list of the best, happiest countries as well. Thank you once again, and we wish you all the very best. From the both of us, we're going to say bye-bye on Tuesday's edition. Be nice to everyone and have yourself a wonderful Tuesday.
Yes, have a good day.